Good Tuesday evening, May 19th, 2020. I'm sitting here on the front porch enjoying the first Atlantic storm of the season, Arthur. Getting a lot of rain, and the crops could use the rain, but I'm enjoying the cool breeze and being here with you again today. I want to thank Katie Miller for standing in for me last night. She did an excellent job on introducing you to other ways that we can remain connected as a church family at Wesleyan Chapel, and I hope that you'll take advantage of some of those. As a matter of fact, she inspired me to recruit the rest of our staff to maybe fill in and do a morning or an evening devotion so you can see how they continue to work during this time of social distancing and COVID-19, because our staff is working hard to continue to minister to the Wesleyan Chapel family and to the surrounding community, and I'm real proud of them. I've been on the phone today. I've been preparing to preach for Sunday, and I've been on the phone with various church leaders today. We've been talking recently about the possibility of, we've been debating whether to do some work on the parsonage, as is normal when you have a transition of pastors, and as I prepare to leave and as Suzanne prepares to come in to be your new pastor, there's some work that needs to be done on the parsonage. And we've been debating whether to do that work, spend the money to do that work, or maybe sell the parsonage and offer the pastor a housing allowance. And so we've been debating that and thinking about it, and we've come to the conclusion, or I have at least, because I'm the current pastor and a lot of it falls on me as your leader. I think that we're going to postpone that decision for a while, and Suzanne is okay with that decision. We're going to spend the money to do a little work on the parsonage, to paint and get it ready for her to move in, just like y'all did for Risa and I to move in. She and Mike will be able to move into a freshly painted and clean parsonage. And then somewhere down the road, you all can study that proposition and make an educated decision of whether you want to continue to maintain a parsonage and the expense of maintaining it, or allow for a housing allowance. Somebody asked me, how did all this stuff about parsonages get started? And so I did a little research, and it really goes back to Old Testament times, to the book of Numbers. And you can start reading about it in Deuteronomy, but Numbers, it begins in Numbers chapter 8 particularly, talking about how the tribe of Levi was set aside to be the priest for the Hebrew people. And they didn't choose to be the priest. They were the tribe that God called to be the priest of the people. And so they did not get a land inheritance when the Hebrews entered the promised land. But they were allotted, each part of the Levi tribe lived in the other tribe's geographical areas and provided the priestly duties. And Numbers outlines how God's people were to provide for their priests. So that's how sort of the parsonage and the whole thing of paying priests gets started, and it continues through the New Testament. It's been this way in our country since our country started. But the people of God always provide for the priests so that we can devote ourselves to prayer and teaching and all that. It also says in Numbers 8 that the Levites, the priests, were supposed to retire at the age of 50. Well, I'm 62, so I figure the Methodist Church owes me about 12 years of retirement. What do y'all think? But I just wanted to share that with you tonight. Read Numbers chapter 8. It's interesting to read how the people of Israel entered the promised land, and how they began to divide everything up, and how the Levitical priests began their duties. That's all I got tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was entertaining as well as edifying, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye-bye.